So welcome back for part 2 of talking about mortgages. So in this half, we're going to discuss what is an adjustable rate mortgage, what is a graduated payment mortgage, which is a GPM, what is a blanket mortgage, what is a wraparound mortgage, sell leaseback, right? You probably can kind of guess what that is. Balloon mortgage, you probably can figure that one out as well. Shared equity loan, a HELOC, and last but not least, what is a package mortgage? So let's begin. The next one is adjustable rate mortgage. Now, if you're not going to hold on to the property for a long period of time, let's say you're an investor, you're flipping property, then that's fine because you don't want to hold on to that mortgage that long. But adjustable rate mortgage is going to fluctuate with the market. So today, it's okay to have an adjustable rate mortgage because of the fact that the interest rates are below 3%, right? So we're at historic lows as far as mortgage rates. So yeah, you can do an adjustable rate mortgage, but unless you're an investor, I would still tell you to stay away from it and go with 30-year fix, right? Preferably through FHA. Unless you're purchasing a property more than $1 million, which in New York most people are. The next program I want to talk about, types of mortgage I want to talk about, is the graduate payment mortgage. So the graduate payment mortgage is just that, where let's say for the first 3 years your payments are at $4,000, then it graduates to $5,500, then graduates. So basically what it is going back to my example of $1 million loan and your payments are at $4,500. So instead of you paying at $4,500, let's say you're paying only $3,000. So there's a $1,500 difference there that you're not paying. So what happens is it starts off small so that's affordable, and people are attracted to this type of mortgage because everyone assumes that as you're at your job that you're going to get increases and your income is going to increase right from your job. So they feel comfortable entering into these types of mortgage. But again, that's the reason why I like a fixed mortgage, because you know what your payments are going to be for the life of the loan, right? But with a graduated payment mortgage, it's graduating. So you don't know what may happen, right? Just like we got COVID, so you never know what may happen. So it's always best to budget for what you have right now. And then if you get that increase or you're able to get more income, then you just got more money to work with, but you're not basing decisions on the future that you don't have no control over. The next mortgage I'm going to talk about is a blanket mortgage, right? So a blanket mortgage covers more than one parcel. So this is a commercial loan. I'm a developer. I want to develop 2 lots, right? So I go to Bank of America. I say I want to develop 2 lots. They give me a loan for the first lot, for 1 lot. Then they say, okay, well, after you build the condo building and you sell 50% of it or whatever, we will go ahead and give you the next financing for the next project. So a blanket mortgage is going to cover both parcels. So that's why they call it a blanket. It's covering both pieces of land. That is a blanket mortgage. The next one is wraparound mortgage. So when someone purchases a property, they use what we call a purchase loan. It's a senior loan. It's in the first position. Then after a while, you build equity in the property. You may want to take money out, hopefully to go purchase some more real estate, but you can also take a loan out to do remodeling or what have you. And now you have the second lien, which we call a junior lien. So you have the senior lien, which you use to purchase the property. Then you have a junior lien, which is a second lien on the property. So a wraparound mortgage would be this second lien holder knows that they're in a vulnerable position if for whatever reason you foreclose. So what they want to do is, instead of you having to send a payment, let's say to Chase, and then a payment to Bank of America is going to say, okay, we're going to wrap around and assume that mortgage as well, right? Which is safer for them. In order for them to get to this first position, they need to go ahead and just pay off this loan. So wraparound mortgage is a loan that's going to wrap around another mortgage that you already have on the property. Okay, so that's wraparound mortgage. The next one is sell leaseback. So I'm an investor. I have a 4-family property, brownstone townhouse that I'm selling. I sell that brownstone and I don't have no place to live. So I sell the property, and then I have my buyer's agent to write in the contract that I'm allowed to lease the property as a renter for at least 6 months, while I'll use the money that I got from the proceeds that I sold, right, because I was house hacking. Now I'm going to use those proceeds to go purchase my next property, and I know that I won't need more than 6 months to do so. So I stipulate in the contract. Now again, I am paying rent because I go from being a grantor, seller, to a leasee, a renter in the same property. So that's why I sell. I'm gonna sell the property, then it's leased back to myself. So sell, lease back. So a balloon mortgage is going to be for an investor that knows that they're not going to hold on to the property for a long period of time. They want to pay the least amount as possible, and before it starts to balloon, they're going to go on. Well, their hope is that they would have unloaded the property, meaning sold the property to someone else. So again, anytime you're getting into construction, unless you know what you're doing, a lot of unforeseen things can happen, especially when you start getting into those walls. All right. The next mortgage I want to talk about is a shared equity mortgage. So here's a scenario where the lender, right, the mortgagee, is loaning you funds not based off of who you are, but based off of your investment. So they want a piece of that. So shared, you're going to share the equity. What is equity? Equity is the present value of the property, meaning the price that you can sell the property for today minus your liabilities. What's an example of liabilities? Your mortgage, right? So let's say the present value is $2 million and you only owe $1 million on your loan. So the equity will be $1 million because you can sell it for $2 million. You only have to pay the bank $1 million, so you have $1 million left over. And the lender, the mortgagee, wants to share, right? They want to share in that equity. So it's called a shared equity mortgage. So instead of you making payments when you sell the property, the bank will get a percentage. They will get a percentage of the proceeds, of the profits. The next one I want to talk about is a HELOC. So HELOC, H-E-L-O-C, stands for home equity. We just talked about equity, present value minus liabilities, line of credit. Home equity line of credit, HELOC. Now, for someone who got their license in 2007 and went through, became a foreclosure expert, if you're going to pull money out of your house, I would encourage you not to have them send you a check. Get a line of credit. Why? Because if you receive a check, you immediately have to start paying on that whole amount. And let's say you take out $500,000 there. You immediately have to start paying on that whole $500,000. But if you get a home equity line of credit, it's almost like having a credit card where you're only making payments off of what you use. And then you can use what you just paid all over again. So for those of you that heard the term of velocity banking, let me know in the comments if you want me to do a video on that. Velocity banking is where you use credit, and by you using the credit, you're able to use it again and again and again, and there's a way that you won't get into debt because of the fact of the way you're making your payments. So it's called velocity banking. So you can just let me know in the comments if that's something that you want to learn about. But with a home equity line of credit, I love it because, again, you're just using what's available and you're only having to make payments off of there. So you're not getting charged interest on the whole amount. And again, we don't like interest. We want to minimize interest unless you're doing investing. If you're doing investing, then you don't care about interest. Why? Because your tenants is paying for the interest. But that's a whole nother video. We'll talk about that later. Last but not least, I want to talk about a package mortgage. Another thing you can look up is Floyd Mayweather, when he purchased his $24 million Beverly Hills home, he purchased it for $24 million. But one of the other things that you may not know is a package mortgage allows you to purchase real estate and personal property. So when he purchased a home, he didn't use a package mortgage, but I'm just using him as an example where you can use it to purchase real property, right? We know what real property is, permanently attached, and personal property, so all the furnishings. So what Floyd Mayweather did was he paid another $500,000 so that the client wouldn't take nothing out of there. So all the furnishings, everything. So the seller, all they had to do was just pack their bags and move out. So again, it's a loan where package mortgage, you have money to purchase the real estate and personal property. So again, I don't know if Floyd Mayweather used a package mortgage, but he could have, because it's to purchase real property plus personal property. So like, subscribe, make sure you are sharing these videos. I want to make sure that as many people that want to get through the licensing process and start their real estate career, whether it's investing or doing real estate, working with clients, buyers, sellers, investors, what have you, I want to make sure that they get through the licensing as quick as possible. So don't forget to like, subscribe, share the video, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Thank you. And for coming to our channel. We look forward to continuing to help you and guide you through your real estate book. We are currently doing a New York real estate sales book, but later on we will follow with California sales book, Florida sales book, as well as New Jersey sales book. So look forward to those videos. One of the other things that we want to also discuss in the channel is investment, because most real estate professionals out there, they never get to learn about investment at their firm. So we want to talk about foreclosures, what type of properties you should buy. So don't forget to like and subscribe and share the video so that you'll be notified when we drop those videos. We're trying to drop at least a minimum of 3 videos per week, and we look forward to seeing you in our next video. Thank you.